Hello and welcome back to Unwanted Info. In this video, I will show you first things to do after setup on TCL phone. Let's begin. So, we can first start with simply checking our Wi-Fi connection. As you can see, we are not connected because we don't really see a Wi-Fi icon, so let's simply fix that. Otherwise, we won't be able to, for example, log into our Google account, nor we won't be able to check for updates. So, we can expand our control center, press and hold onto the Wi-Fi icon, make sure that it's enabled, and then you want to find and locate your network. After you have done that, you can click on it and then simply input the password, or alternatively press this or this icon to scan a QR code password from someone else that is already connected to the network. And as you can see, I have inputted my password, so I will hit connect, and if the password is correct, you are now connected to Wi-Fi. Congratulations! After you have done that, we can now leave this and we can go to the settings themselves. In the settings, we can scroll all the way down, head into System, and right at the top we have System Update. You want to basically check for every single update, so we simply hit check for updates, and as you can see, our system is up to date. After we have done that, we can now leave this, and we'll see that right below it we have something called Update Apps. We can check it out. But as you can see, it says that all apps are up to date. So, what's next? Well, next thing, we can simply log in into our Google account. We can do that by going into Settings, scrolling all the way down and heading into a section named Google. In here, you can simply go with Sign In. It will check some information about our account. We'll have to confirm it using our current password lock. And now we can input our credentials into this label right here. As a little fun fact, you don't really have to manually type in the gmail.com section, as Google can do that automatically. It's a very nice life hack, I really like it. Anyway, then you want to input your password. And after you have done that, you simply hit next. And in any moment now, we have this screen. Now, if you want to configure parental control, then you want to click and find the tutorial on how to do that, since I'm not going to show this, since it can be pretty annoying. Instead, I know that most people will be using the device. So I will hit next. And now we have to agree to Google Terms of Service, Google Place of Terms, Terms of Service, and lastly, the Google Privacy Policy. And as you can see now, we have the ability to check on or off few Google services, but we only see backup device data. Now, backup device data is something incredibly important, and you will not believe how many people do not have backup enabled. And I can't believe why. Whenever something unfortunate happens to your phone, you're just not prepared. Maybe you will lose it, maybe it will freeze to death, maybe something else happens, who knows. And in that case, you want to be prepared for that situation, and you want to have your data backed up somewhere in the web so you can access it freely, so you won't lose your images, your videos, your applications forever. So I will hit accept. And now we are successfully logged in. So that's pretty good. Now we can leave this and we can head into Play Store. In the Play Store itself, we'll have to configure it, but it will be very quick. If we go get started, we'll have few things that our phone will try to automatically install. It's basically bloatware. Like, there is no thing else to say. We can uncheck everything else. If you have something that's actually interests you, you can go and enable, for example, ChatGPT or the Oppo clone phone if you need to. But generally speaking, this is bloatware, so let's go skip. Now we can verify our purchases instantly via biometrics or via password. I do not have biometrics configured, so I will go with password, and I will input my Google password once again. And after you have done that, you simply hit done. And as you can see, we see our Google Play Store. Now, why did I do that? Of course, I'm not going to show that, hey, did you know that you can go to search bar, you can search for anything you want, and then you can download it? Because this is pretty obvious, like, wow, I can type in Discord and download Discord. No, this is not why I showed this. I show you this because you can click your icon in the top right corner, then you can go to My Apps and Games. You can check for updates, and as you can see, we do have some updates on our applications, even some STEM applications like Calculator, Android Auto, Accessibility, and all of that. But also we'll notice that some of the applications are interested in wasting our space because we didn't download them. And this, my friends, is called bloatware. And what do we do with bloatware? We want to get rid of it. So we can leave Google Play Store for now. We can go here, and as you can see, we do have few applications that are pre-installed. Now, in the hot apps, we do have few applications. As you can see, they are not specifically installed just yet, judging by the download icon, but whenever we click on them, we'll actually just download them instantly. So that's not good, because this will just download a lot of applications that, who knows, maybe we won't even use. So we can click, actually, what does this? Hot apps. Oh, that's pretty cool. We can just go and click the cogwheel icon and simply disable it. And as you can see now, if we go here, the hot apps are gone. Though if we enable our app drawer, we'll see that we still have some random things to get rid of. So, unfortunately, the Hippo game, I have no idea why it's called Hippo game, but we can't easily get rid of it using our cogwheel. So we can simply press and hold, we can go with app info, and simply uninstall. But as you can see, this is pretty tedious. So instead, we can go to the settings. In the settings, you want to navigate into apps, see all apps, and from here you want to get rid of every single application that you just don't want and that is just pre-installed on your phone. So you can go with this plug puzzle guardian and simply hit uninstall the app. Now we can go with booking.com, which I didn't really install, so I can just also uninstall it. And you want to just repeat that process for every single useless application that is on your phone, because not only they will use your storage, for what, like, why would you let them use their storage? But I do see that, LinkedIn, I never use LinkedIn. Why is it pre-installed on every single device I have? But these games, I think, are gone now. Okay, TikTok, we can get rid of TikTok. Unless you are addicted to it and you want to waste your time, so then you don't want to uninstall it. But I am not, so I will uninstall it. And as you can see, now this looks much better and we don't have as many useless things as we had before. So, what we can do next? Well, we can configure Google Play. It's a very nice feature and it surprises me that not many people know about it. But we can go to a folder called Google, or we can search for it in our app drawer. And we are basically looking for Google Wallet, which we'll see that is right here. Now it will automatically choose our account, and inside of here you want to go with View Wallet. We can allow notifications since it doesn't really matter anymore, and now we can add payment card through here, or we can add to wallet and choose payment card here. So of course I'm not going to show you my credit card because that would be really unfortunate. I don't want to dox myself. But basically you want to go with new credit card, you want to make the photos, or you can manually type in your credentials. As you can see, this is the way for us to take a photo of our card, or we can just type details of the card manually. So it's completely up to you. And you could skip that, I mean, it's completely skippable, don't get me wrong, but I would strongly advise you to just add it because it's convenient. You can just pay with your phone, you don't have to carry your wallet every time, and it's a really nice feature. But anyway, we can now ignore this, and we can begin with the last portion of the video, which is by simply expanding our control center and clicking on the notification called Finish Setting Up Your Device. So we can click on that. And as you can see now, we can finish our phone setup. So let's go with Start. I'm going to skip connecting to mobile network since I do not have a SIM card on me right now. So we can skip this. Now we are connecting, we are checking for updates, we are installing updates, blah 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 blah. We all know how it will go. And as you can see, we also have the ability to copy app and data. Now, if you do have some sort of older device that you want to copy data from, I would strongly advise you to do it now. Because if you will go with don't copy, otherwise you will have to unfortunately use some sort of third-party applications to just do it. So yeah. But I will go with don't copy because I do not have I don't have another device. But as you can see, we do have a warning that our data won't be copied, so I will go with don't copy. But once again, if you have an older device, make sure to copy its data now, otherwise you will need to install some random stuff later. Anyway, now we can set up our fingerprints. We could do that, though I'm not going to, since we do have other tutorials on our channel on how to add your fingerprint or face registration. So I will go with skip. I can't almost know how to aim correctly. And now we have backup device data once again. Send usage and diagnostic data and install updates and apps. This is not, like, we cannot really get rid of this, the last one, but we can get rid of send usage and diagnostic data. You could technically turn it on, but it will make it so your data is being sold, basically. You are selling them your data for free because they like your data. Data is new currency in the information world, so personally, I'd always disable this, but if you want to, you can enable this. However, in terms of backup, I would strongly advise you to keep that on, because, well, I don't really have to repeat myself, you already know what I think about backups. If you didn't set up backup then, you can do it now. Anyway, I will go with accept. And we have the ability to continue setup. Since this is the first things to do after setup, I think I'm good to go, so let's go with continue. We have nearby, I forgot the name, but we basically have some sort of nearby share. We could enable this, but it means that, oh, quick share, okay, never mind, it's quick share. It would mean that our battery will get used much more, so I will go with no thanks, but of course, if you want to, you can always check this on. Now we can meet Gemini, our personal AI assistant, which is unfortunately pre-installed on every single phone. However, luckily we can disable the Hey Google option, since it can be pretty annoying, so I will go with no thanks. And now we have anything else. So, adding another email account is incredibly easy. You would just do the same thing that you did before. Change how text displays is pretty cool feature. We can increase the font size, or we can basically increase the whole display size, which makes it so it doesn't even fit. So that's pretty cool. But I will leave with default one, but of course if you want to, you can change it up. So I will hit done. We can click on that and we can just click Google and do it the same way, but it's pretty self-explanatory. We can control info on lock screen. This basically changes how we want to display our notifications on a lock screen. So I will go with maybe show sensitive content only when unlocked and not always, just in case. And lastly, we can change wallpaper, which is something very basic. We can choose something from our photos or something from pre-made wallpapers that are pretty basically just some random noodles, to be honest. But of course you can set it up as something from my photos, but I'm not going to bother with that. And now let's hit next, and we are getting our phone ready, and boom! You have successfully finished the video, and you have successfully prepared your phone for usage. Now we can check out the... Okay, it's just for the backup, so we can ignore this. And what to do then? Well, I would advise you to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. But yeah, that's all from me. As always, thanks for watching.